Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I wanted to show you this fabulous card. Of course I had to show it in a video because it's so hard to show this in a photo. But how amazing is that? And of course it says just as sweet as can be, and it's got all this fabulous sweet fruit. And of course it just flips back over. And so all of the designer series paper that I used is actually from the Fruit Stand designer series paper pack. So you can see that as you pull that little pull tab there on the bottom, you have all of those awesome little fruit pieces popping out for that super fun card. So I'm going to show you how I created this card today. You're going to need a regular card base, and I use Dapper Denim, so that is 5.5 by 8.5, and of course I just folded that in half for your card base there. And then I have a piece of the Fruit Stand Designer Series paper, and that piece measures 4 inches by 5.25. And then for all of your little pieces for your pull tab there, you'll need a piece here. I have crumb cake, and this measures 1 3/4 by 8.5, and I have scored it at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. So again, this piece is 1 3/4 by 8.5, and I scored it at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. You will also need a piece of Dapper Denim that measures 1 inch by 4.25, and that I used for this piece along here. And then you'll also need 3 squares, and these are 2-inch squares. I did Peekaboo Peach, Watermelon Wonder, and Daffodil Delight. And then 3 pieces of the designer series paper, or you could always use Whisper white cardstock and stamp an image on there. And these are 1 3/4 inch squares. So you could always use the lemons or the apples. That actually goes there. The peaches and the strawberries. So those are all the pieces that you'll need. Of course, you'll also need a little strip of ribbon, which I used some of the Dapper Denim ruched ribbon for this one. So now let's get started on our project. So here I'm just going to go ahead and fold on all those score lines, and you'll start to see how it's all going to come together. Again, I also have my card base here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1/8 inch circle punch and punch towards the bottom there so that we can loop our ribbon through and just tie a knot. And it doesn't matter, you could always add more ribbon and have a bow, or tie less ribbon and just do any sort of little knot down there at the bottom. And of course we can trim off our ends. And then this little piece is actually going to connect to this piece here. So this is our, let's push those out of the way. Here I have my 3 score lines and then that square at the end. So for that square at the end, I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive, and I'm going to place it on the center of our Dapper Denim 1 inch and by 4 1/4 inch strip. So there we have that, and then this is going to go underneath. And then now we can actually adhere both sides, so we don't want to add adhesive to the entire back here, but we just want to add adhesive to both sides here. And I want to make sure that it's nice and strong to hold every time someone is pulling. So I'm going to take some of the tear tape and just add 2 little ends on both sides. Oh, so I tore a little too long, but that's okay because it's tear tape, so I'm just going to tear it off. And I'll add those extra little pieces there. And then we're gonna do the same on this side. And again, I went too long, so we're just gonna tear off any extra. But I don't think I'm gonna add it to that side because it looks like it might be a little tight. So now we're just gonna peel the backs off of our tear-in tape and Hope that it peels off easy. Of course, the harder you press down on it, the easier it is. And then sometimes I wonder if having nails or not having nails is the best way to go. Okay, so now we're actually going to like lay down this piece because it's going to slide underneath. And then this piece is going to go, because it measures exactly 4 1/4, so it's going to go right across there, and we will press down. It looks like it might be a little off-centered, but that's okay. I don't even know if you guys caught that. Maybe you did. So then, of course, now this is sliding underneath. And so we're going to add all of our little fruit pieces. So again, if you want to use a nice strong adhesive, you can use your tear tape. Otherwise, you could always use Fast Fuse, which is pretty strong as well. Or you could use your snail adhesive. And you're just going to add adhesive to each of these blocks. And then we're just going to add just a little bit down there at that bottom. And we've added all of our designer series paper to the squares, and I'm just going to add each of these down. So now this one is the bottom one, and it's actually going to go on the bottom of that score line. So here is that final score line, so that's going to place just right there. Then the next one is going to go right below this next score line, and here, let me see if I can pop that up just a little bit there. So now you can see where that score line is. And this is going to go right on top, and I'm going to press it down so it's going to slide back down. And then this one's going to go right on the top of that score line. So you can see they're all kind of tiered, and each of them are only holding on by that little piece that we add adhesive to. And then the next one is on to the next, here, let me pull. And then the next one was only held on halfway by that, and then the bottom one is the full piece there. Of course, you can always stamp your greeting here, or you could always write a little special message if you want, but you could always stamp your greeting. I stamped mine from the Sweet Stack stamp set. So that's this stamp set here, and I used the Just As Sweet As Can Be since I was using fruit, but you could always just stamp a happy birthday or a thinking of you greeting. And then, of course, like I said, you can always trim your ends on your ribbon, and there you have that fabulous card. Oh, wait, one last thing I wanted to do. I added the little enamel dots on either side. So here I have some Peekaboo Peach enamel dots, and I'm just going to add those to either side here, just for a little extra bling and fun flair. So there you have that fabulous pull tab card that you could send and really impress anyone that gets it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Of course, I'll be posting photos of both of these on my blog at laurastamppad.com, so you can check that out there. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments below. And of course, I'll be posting, like I said, the photos and all the dimensions and stuff on my blog. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, as I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.